Thanks. Thank you, guys.
As we proceed with the session, let's be prepared to learn. Let's be prepared to be amazed. Let's be prepared to be surprised and be inspired. So, without waiting any further, let us welcome today within our midst at Jessie, the ravishing and the girl with a golden heart, Rosalind Pereira. We'd just love to hear a few words from you.
Thank you so much for that very elaborate introduction and very sweet. I hope that I am even coming close to any of that. I do try, I can say that. Yes, so I'm just happy that you guys thought of even having me. My sister did a session, I'm not sure when, was it a couple of months ago? And I sneaked into the session and I saw her do the whole thing about Noella Menon is her name, and she did her whole session on the voiceover and acting that she does. And I thought it was a fun session. It was interactive. And then when Jacinta called me and said, would you be part of it? I was wondering, what am I, since I'm the jack of all, I like to say Jill of all, dance and theater and singing. I'm like, Jacinta, what will I do? How do I narrow this all down to one session? And how do I, specialize? How do I bring some specialization from my field, which is just a variety of things under the creative umbrella? I can't say that I'm any one thing. And then Jacinta was like, okay, let's do all of it. Let's talk about all of it. I'm sure it'll be interesting, a little bit from here and a little bit from there. And if we have to mix it up, maybe it'll be more interesting. Maybe it'll be fun. Maybe it'll be crazy. Whatever it is, let's just do it. And let's just talk about all your various avatars. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And so we decided to mix it up, talk about all the things that I've done, which has been very unconventional and very of various paths. I've taken various digressions on my career and in my life, but I've lived exactly the way I wanted to. And I continue to do that because I'm like, I have to enjoy every minute of what I'm doing, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's doing jhadu pocha also, I have to enjoy it. It has to be entertaining.
So true.
And that's the essence of everything that I do. So even if I'm doing the most boring mundane task, in my head it's a movie scene. So that's what the session will be. Hopefully you guys will have some fun with me, and we've tried to make it a little interactive with some games. Some of the games are relevant, some of the games are not relevant only. So just go along with it, go with the flow. That's how I live. So that's how the session's going to be, and let's just have some fun.
Sure. Thank you so much, Rosalind. We can't tell
Thank you so much.
and rest be assured, our audience is one not to fail in having fun, in sharing a lot of fun. So we're definitely going to have a great time. Thank you for coming, although and being here with us.
I'm so happy.
So, the first. So first up, I think what we're just going to make small little announcements so that it helps. So first up, we're going to have go through a certain certain number of clips of Rosalind in the effort of knowing her a little bit more, and that's a great way to start. So just give me a minute. I'm just going to share my screen, and we'll start off soon.
Thank God Jacinta is here to do all the share screen and all the techie stuff. That's my weakness. I'm so not great at technology. I'm like, yay, Jacinta, you do all of that.
We are lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
Really, we are lucky to have Jacinta.
She really thinks it through, so it's amazing.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see Rosalind right there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can just see like,
Jacinta, Oppo A3s is Fatima. I think she doesn't know how to. She just downloaded that app, Zoom app.
Yeah, but just a minute. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
see the lineup of things. We can't see the. There's just the pictures on the side. It's not. It's not a full picture.
Okay, 1 minute. Who's that?
That's nice.
Oh my God, who's that?
She can see herself.
Undo what you just did because it's like some crayon has come and scratched the whole thing. It's not opening for some reason.
It's a PPT. Okay, PowerPoint.
Yeah, we're all set and ready at the entrance of Trinity.
Could you hear that and see that?
No,
We can hear something in the background.
it's not playing Jacinta. Yeah, no.
Can you
Yeah,
see that?
now yes, now it's
Yes.
All right. Okay. So we already know that Roz wears several hats altogether, but it's so difficult to encapsulate everything all in one. But we're just going to pick up, via these certain clips of while she's been at work and doing what she does beautifully. So we just took a pic of one couple of her videos, and this one where she is emceeing. So first, let us go through some of it, and then we'll come back to the questionnaire. I hope everyone can still see.
Yes.
All right, here you go.
Yeah, we're all set and ready at the entrance of Trilogy. I'm standing next to the Force India Formula One car. There she is, the mean machine, in bright shades of orange, white, and green. And well, embellishing her are the speed divas looking quite beautiful and stunning. We're waiting for B-Town to show up in all their glory. It's drizzling a bit. It might even start raining, but I don't think that's going to deter the celebrities and socialites from showing up. Well, we're kicking off the Octane Night, lifestyle, fashion, and all that. Welcome to HT Most Stylish Awards. This is the Mumbai edition, and we're talking about season 5. What was the last picture you took on your phone?
दुबई में लिया था the last picture I said I wrote that I didn't want to go out but my hair was so well combed that I had.
What was the first thought that crossed your mind when you woke up this morning doing this?
Shit, I'm late. I better get to work.
Really? You worked and then you came looking like this? If you had only one thing that you could eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pancakes with maple syrup and like cream on top.
Okay. Did you all see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Somewhat.
We saw it, but it was not very clear, audible.
Yeah, it was a bit delayed. Like I think that's what happens. But don't worry about it. You got the essence of it. It's just a MC, a clip of me emceeing, anchoring, interviewing a couple of celebrities in the red carpet, basically having a blast and calling it a job. That was just to give you an indication of what the whole emceeing life can be like. So just to give context to the question that I think Jacinta is now going to ask.
All right. So, so the question was, you have been an MC for so many shows and events, variety shows, celebrity events, as we all just saw and heard. And you seem to be, just breezing through it all. It looks easy and nice and fun, actually. But we were just wondering, is it challenging at all, or it's not at all difficult? It's a piece of cakewalk. What do you have to say about that?
So it's both. It's definitely both. If you have a love for talking and being in front of the camera, which is something I think I've been since I was 4. My mother was always fed up because I was looking in the mirror 24/7 and performing and talking and giving Oscar-winning speeches. And she's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I'm planning my Oscar-winning speech, and thank you to my mother, and thank you to." So I was always that child, and luckily, I grew up in a family that kind of encouraged. My mother let me have lots of creative expression even at home, and sometimes she would be shocked with the things that I would do. Like I would, even when it came to fashion, I would be wearing, even as a 6-7 year old, I'd be wearing big pearls and one, those TikTok shoes, and suddenly one skirt and denim jacket, and then sunglasses which are heart shaped, and she'd be like, do you think that I'm going to take you out like this? And I'm like, yes, this is how I want to be seen, this is my idea of fashion. And weirdly enough, my mother would be like, okay, but if people laugh at you on the road, that's on you. You can't blame me. You can't say anything about how did you let me dress up. I'm like, yes, that's fine. And I think my mom was very ahead of her times. In today's times, people are very all about that. Let the child express themselves. Don't decide for them, because you're already chopping their creative expression. So yes, when it comes to emceeing, I love it. When the camera comes on, I am just in my element. But I'm going to tell you, you already saw the glamorous side of it. You get to meet these celebrities, and if you're confident yourself, then it's an easy breezy conversation. They are feeding off your energy, you are feeding off their energy, nobody's intimidated. So that's something that's, I think, a plus point about me. I'm not intimidated by anybody. So that works. When you're an MC, you get on stage, you better be confident, you better have a command over the language, and you better be expressive, so that people, when they're listening, they want to listen. But there are some things which are very annoying about being an MC, and I thought that it would be more fun for you to hear about those things rather than the things that go well and are right about the profession. The first thing about being an MC, and I've been one for more than say 18 years, I've been emceeing different kinds of events, mostly corporate. I don't usually do weddings. I'm not going to get into why, but there's a very professional way in which event companies do events. And I want it to be handled like that. Everything should be organized. You need to tell me what the script is, all of that. But what these event companies do is they will call you up. They'll say, hello, are you free on the 20th for an event? You're like, yes. The second question is not anything other than how much you're going to charge. So let's say I say 20,000. 20,000 is my fee. They already know this because they've worked with me on 5 other events. Oh, our budget is very low. Can you drop it? This is the standard thing for MCs. And they think that because it looks easy, that they have every right to ask for this drop in price. So it's very unfair, because to them, they'll say things like this. They justify asking me to drop the rate. Oh, our budget is only 10,000. Our budget is only 5,000. So I'm like, but that's not my rate. I'm sure you can get somebody for 10,000. I've been doing this for too long for me to be doing it for 10,000. Then they say, but you only have to say 4 lines in this event. You don't have to say more than that. So I'm like, oh, my entire evening is blocked for you. You want me to say only 4 lines, and now you're telling me that because I'm only going to speak 4 lines that I have to get 10,000. That's not how it works. You've blocked my evening. I still have to get ready, dress up, go and do my hair in a parlor, put my makeup on, wear my most expensive gown, show up looking like $1 million so that your event and your brand has a face that has a certain value. I'm speaking in a manner because I spent this much on my education, did this much of theater work in order for me to sound this way. And all you can think about is the 4 lines that I'm saying, and I'm not saying 20 lines. I told them I will say 2,000 lines also, and I will say 2 lines also, but the rate is the same because you blocked my time. So that's the first irritating thing about MC. The second thing that can get really tough is the pronunciation of names, because sometimes it's a Japanese car, or sometimes it's a South Indian event where the CEO's name is very difficult to pronounce for a Catholic girl from Bandra, and I'm like, Krishna Munam Iyer is not a name that comes out of my mouth easily. So there are some little tips that I kind of follow, and they teach this to you in theater as well. Say the name over and over again if you're struggling with it, and that's where your professionalism comes into place. You have to know what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, give it a little bit of thought, bring something new to the table. You've already got your script. The event company already gives you a script, but what can I bring to the table that will make this unique and special, that they should feel that another MC would have not done as good a job? And that's where my professionalism comes into place. But things like names, and let me tell you, I have made some blunders that are huge on the stage. I have wanted the ground to just open up and for me to sink in the ground, because it was so disastrous and it was such a big event. And at the last minute, they came and changed names and canceled designations. So on my cue card, which should have had 6 or 7 names with designations, they canceled, they put new names, somebody wrote something on top. So it was all a mess on my card. So while it may not have been my fault, I went there and made the biggest gochi and made a real mess on the stage. I was like, Mr. So-and-so and some other designation. So-and-so. And this is unacceptable in the MC world. But you can't explain to the audience that, listen, they came last minute. These are another few of the things that happen at events. Things change at the last 5 seconds. So what you've been briefed for at least one day before till 2 hours before will suddenly change. And as an MC, you have to be spontaneous, professional enough to go with the flow and handle yourself and still be classy and not show your nervousness and not be upset about the changes. Like, I can't show that annoyance on my face. Sometimes I'm on stage and the client has come to me, handed me a chit of paper. Can you call so-and-so my guest? He's my guest. Can you call him on the stage? This is the first time I'm seeing this name and it's not part of the plan. And I want to kill him because I'm like, this is not what we discussed. But in the middle of my MC, here, take this piece of paper. Call this man. He's my friend. Call this man. He's my friend. So this is all the kind of things that happen. It happens less with corporate events and more when it's like a slightly smaller company or a personal event. Then these things tend to happen a lot. So these are the things, the pronunciation of names. The trick I was going to tell you about is you say the name at least between 10 and 50 times over and over. So if it's Krishna Munamayar, you have to say Krishna Munamayar, Krishna Munamayar, Krishna Munamayar, Krishna Munamayar. By the time you go on stage, because of your muscle memory and because you did it so many times, it just flies out of your mouth the correct way. But you have to put in that effort before you get on that stage and not expect that you will know the pronunciation without practicing. So that's a little bit about the emceeing, the stuff that's challenging and tough, but mostly it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's so true, Ross, because I think this is a great eye-opener to all of us listening, in the sense that we really got to understand talent from a very much closer bird's eye view, and I know that some of our relatives, I'm sure all grandmother, grandparents here, our children, grandchildren, etc., are in various talented fields. I think you're speaking and sharing this experience right now, which is also quirky and fun in a way, actually brings the reality to the fore. And that's where I think, as really responsible individuals who take entertainment, should really, give the respect where it really ought to be. So I think, I hope that we're definitely taking that message away from all of us. And thank you for sharing that with us.
It's nice to get to know a little bit about behind the scenes stuff. And as artists, we really face this a lot. Being asked to bring our price down and people not respecting what we do when we've actually been trained to do it, to the best of our abilities.
So moving on to, I'm now going to share the next video clip, which is about the singing talent of Roslyn. So we'll just take a quick look at that. So give me a minute again.
I hope it works. The sound and the visuals are not matching. If that's happening, don't bother. I feel just continue with the questions.
Or if you're okay with that, I could just share that.
Try the singing one because it might be a little entertaining. But if it, if the visuals are not matching, everyone just close your eyes and listen to that 1 minute of video clip.
Sure. So here goes. Can everyone see? Oh, give me a minute. Sorry. I just have to toggle between buttons. It's all there, but just give me, hang on. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Jacinta.
Here we go. I've heard of affairs that are strictly platonic, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. And I think affairs that you must keep platonic are better bets. When little pets get big baguettes, time you can't straighten up when you finish. But stiff back or stiff knees, you stand straight at Tiffany. 'Cause I don't mean rhinestones, but diamonds are the girl's best friend. They are.
Good.
Yeah, the audio is not as great as it should be, but anyway,
This is a good Broadway performance.
thanks.
Good.
I want to stop. We want more of it, don't you think? What say you, everyone?
Yes.
Live.
Live.
Not audible.
All right. So don't worry, Jane. We'll possibly share that at the end of the session. So we have the main person here. So we just saw a clip of Rosalind singing, and so we saw her singing, and so actually we wanted to share. And Rosalind, you told me this earlier that you're not trained classically to sing, and but you do it though professionally, and we all saw it and how. But as we saw a while back, you were able to deliver it in a very talented Broadway format, I think, as somebody said. So my question is, how do you even manage? How do you use such singing opportunities, despite not being trained, to your advantage?
Okay, the first disclaimer, Jacinta, is that I don't consider myself to be a singer at all. At all. I've only ever taken part in a couple of competitions, growing up, the zonals we had, luckily in Bandra. So, you get exposed to taking part, competition, but I have not been gifted with the best voice. And luckily, I'm aware of that. You all have met my sister. She's the one with the real rich velvet voice, and she doesn't even have to try. It's just there. And of course, she has trained with Jean Kingdom. So she really has the whole singing thing. I, from very young, loved being on stage, anything stage, camera, performing arts. So I would always go and take part. I wouldn't always win. Sometimes I'd win purely because of what you just pointed out. If the judges were the kind that liked showmanship, that is something that I brought to the table. And how? Not the actual singing, singing amazingly, or great quality of voice or anything like that. So I think that there are many shows now that are talent shows, singing shows like The Voice, America's Got Talent, and I've been watching those shows now extensively, and it's something that I guess I knew. All the things that the mentors and judges say now is something that I figured out, I feel, very young. My mother chose my first song, and it was what that really simple songs like Faraway Places with the strange sounding names, songs like that. Born free as the wind blows, songs like that. And these are songs that you need a melodious voice for. While I held the tune and I sang it with as much passion as I could have, those were not the right songs for somebody like me. I became 10 or 11, and I finally told my mother, none of this. Okay, I'm not singing any song that you choose for me because I'm losing. So she's like, okay, what do you want to sing? And I'm like, I'm going to sing a pop song. And at this point in the zonals, they used to always choose jazz for the non-classical section. And then you had to have a really classical voice, for the classical competitions. And I was neither. I couldn't sing the jazz and I couldn't sing the classical. And I'm like, I'm going to sing pop. So pop songs were not the preferred choice. You're not a musician if you sing pop, back in the day. And I was like, I'm going to sing pop and I'm going to make it my own, and I'm going to sing it the way they sing it on stage, and that's how the whole musical space came in. And I started to perform, and I decided I'm going to turn my back, then I'm going to look at the audience like this, I'm going to point when I need to point. And today on The Voice, a lot of great singers and musicians are constantly told by the mentors and the extremely experienced musicians that you need to sell the whole package. You need to be
We
able to
prayed
tell-
for you, Raila.
Sorry? Oh, sorry, I think someone was talking to someone else. You need to be able to tell the whole story of what you're singing. If you're singing an emotional song, you need to sing it emotionally. I need to feel the emotion of what that song is all about. If you're singing a fast song and a fun song, then I need to feel like you're having fun. And that is my strength, not the actual singing. So a lot of times I won, or I now got cast in a musical called Loretta. I don't know if any of you have seen it. It was directed by Sunil Shanbag. It was a show about the language of Konkani, and set in Goa. And there was this girl called Loretta who was an Anglo-Indian who came, fell in love with Goa, and so on and so forth. And when I auditioned for him, he's like, "Can you sing?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Okay, let me decide if you can sing for me." So I sang something a cappella for him, and he's like, "That's enough. I'm fine. I don't need you to be the best singer. I need you to be able to bring that story alive. You need to be endearing. You need to be funny. You need to be somebody." Loretta's not a great singer, but she wants to sing in the garden. So because I could perform and tell the story and bring the story of the song alive, and because I had that confidence, I landed the role of Loretta for that theatrical production. And I had to sing, dance, act, which are all my favorite things to do. And it was like, I literally think it's one of my top 5 experiences, because I loved performing that role of Loretta. It was a colorful play. It had big sets. It was a big production. And the cast and crew, and especially the director, was nothing short of a gentleman. It's not every day we get to work with men of that kind of caliber and that kind of class. So it was just a 10 on 10, 100 on 100 for me as an experience. And that's it. That's the little story about my singing. And that's how I use what I know to be my strength to my advantage. And at the same time, I know that singing is not my strong point. So it's not something I'm pursuing in a big way. It's somewhere in the middle.
Well, that's the most beautiful part of that, Rosalind, because I think the overarching thought that I take away from here is that you just embrace yourself into whatever you're doing. I would rather agree that that's the number one thing. So you say the singing is not up your alley, but we just heard from you how you take advantage of that. And again, the takeaway from here, I guess, is key to really know where your potential lied. And you were early on, you realized that when you were about 10 or 11, when you said, okay, pop is the way to go. And second is, I think it's very important for all of us here with being grandparents and parents as well, with children and grandchildren now. Some of them want to hone their acting, singing skills. I think the other thing that I really take away from here is that you listen, you observed, from whoever you've been seeing what the judge has to say. And I think that's the biggest, most underestimated things that we do today. We don't listen, and we're very fast to show ourselves first. So well done, good on you, Rosalind. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to add something here. Weirdly enough, Noella, who's my sister, again, whom you met, she needs way more shout outs than I ever give her. But a lot of the time when I went on stage, she used to train me to do things which she herself would never do, by the way. But she was so good at singing, and she was like, "I can't do all this performing thing." And she would stand there, and she didn't need any of the embellishments, let's just say. But she would tell me, in this part of the song, you should do this. And in this part of the song, do this. And she would always direct my performance, and I would be like standing there in awe of all the creative ideas. So she kind of also opened up my mind, which is going to lead into our next question about the acting. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Remind me about how Noella trained me for something, and I'll tell you.
Sure. And so, as Rosalind was mentioning about acting in Loretta, and actually we're quite lucky. We'll have a short clip also now to see about her acting. So we're lucky to see that as well. So once away, allow me to get away from my screen, and I'll just show you with a clip on another play, and you can see on what play that is.
You're going.
We can't hear anything. Jacinta, don't bother. It's not working.
Sorry, Ross.
I couldn't hear anything. I don't think you should bother. Just share that with them later. It's
Okay.
just, it's not good.
Laila, can you put this sound a little
Okay.
that way when you put something?
But she opened her immediately in fact, and that's what I'm like.
Just give me a
I
minute.
was keep on reading, but you opened. Like, fast.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So what I'll do is, Rosalind, as you rightfully pointed out, I'll share that small piece of acting as well. But we know that you have acted in a play, not only acted, written, and directed a play called He Says, She Says. So why we wanted to know, because that's so 3 in 1. Not only acting, you've written the play and you've directed it as well. Wow. So what is the process of writing? That's one. And in a very similar view, what is the process of acting as well? And when we say the process of acting, what have you learned along the way? You've worked with several directors and actors. What learnings have you taken? And another part is, how does one hone their acting that becomes a skill? A lot of us are like have kacha acting, so I have to see that is the word. So how does it become a pakka acting? So yeah, over to you.
Okay, again, 2 disclaimers. I am struggling to stay disciplined where the writing is concerned. That's why I haven't written as much as I would like to. I've written a lot of plays for the zonals. He Says, She Says was one that I developed into a 1-hour play, and then went on to stage it at multiple venues and things like that, and it was extremely satisfying. That play was easy on production. It was a 2-person play, male perspective and female perspective. The female perspective, and I had actors like Ash Chandler and Yudhishthir Yurs who played the male counterpart. For that play, it was easier for me to direct, and I was very clear I wanted to do everything for that play. I was younger, I was hungrier, I was more energetic, and I was, I didn't have any fear or anything in my mind. And that is the best time for creative expression, when you have no fear and no voices in your head, no 20 people telling you can or cannot do something, and worry about what's at stake and whether you're going to make a fool of yourself. These are all the things that chop creative process. They chop even writing process. And currently, unfortunately, at this moment, I am suffering with that creative block, that writer's block. So, just on a side note, please, everybody pray for me so that I break out of it and I gain my confidence again and I start writing, because I have a lot to say. A lot of different ideas come to me. I find it difficult to figure out which one to go after, which one is the one I feel most passionately about. And I'm struggling with discipline. So writing, usually that's the biggest word, discipline. Sit there even for 1 week and don't write a word, but sit there and commit to it like you would commit to any other job. When you go to a job, a salaried employee, as an employee, you will put in the time, whether or not you are feeling creative or not, you land up because you're getting paid for it. As a writer, you tend to cut yourself slack and say, I'm not in the mood, I'm not feeling inspired, but it doesn't work like that. When I wrote He Says, She Says, I was like, I am sitting here between 11 o'clock at night to 3 in the morning every day, no matter what. And I had blocked out all the noise. I was just like, I had just quit my job. So I was like, I have nothing else to do right now. And I have everything riding on this. So I have to do it. So that was the writing aspect. Acting, I would say, again, I've not reached that level where I can say, I don't think any actor, whether it's Meryl Streep or whether it's Jack Nicholson, that can say that they've definitely done it all. Their body of work is the strongest, but no actor ever feels they have really reached that point. Half the time, a lot of them are winging it. So yes, raw talent does play, I think, it's the biggest factor when it comes to being an actor. You have to have instinct. And the more life experiences you have, the easier it is for you to tap into that. If you've had pain in your life, if you've had trials and tribulations in your life, if you've actually gone on adventures with your friends, been left behind, almost fallen off a cliff, these are all things that help when you're doing a scene, because you can remember that emotion or that expression much more easily. Where the training came into place, like with Loretta, for example, Sunil Chanbag, the director, was like, you are not, he had a vision for his character of a very light-footed girl, almost a very butterfly motion. And I was here, I work out, and I'm a dancer, and it's all staccato movements, so everything was very strong. And he's like, why are you being a boy, why are you moving in this very tough fashion? Your stride is strong. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm very feminine. And he's like, no. He started making me walk around the room. So a lot of acting workshops, which I just want to say, initially I used to roll my eyes whenever I was called to an acting workshop, because I was like, what is all this? They make you walk around like a duck. They make you slither on the ground like a snake. They make you go do actions like this. Then they make you do improv. And then they suddenly say that, oh, there's a dinosaur in the room. Now start acting like there's a dinosaur. So it's all improv exercises to do two things. One is to increase your spontaneous reactions. They don't want you to get comfortable. So when you're doing a scene, oh, I'm sitting and I'm having tea, so this is how tea is had. A director that wants to shake his actors up will be like, okay, now there's a dinosaur in the room. Now you're still having tea. You're still having a conversation about the man you want to marry, but there's a dinosaur in the room. So suddenly your reaction has changed. So you're like, but I love him. That's the kind of, and he's like, okay, let's go. Let's see what else you can do. He's coming up behind you. Jump off the chair. So what is all this doing? When you're doing the scene, the dinosaur has nothing to do with the scene that you eventually perform. But the reason they're making you do this in the workshop is because they want your body to move in a fluid way. Here we are moving, I'm moving, and I'm picking up my glass in a manner that I want to look beautiful while I do it. The camera should come here, and when I'm sipping, I should look really nice. But the director wants it to be real. So he's like, there's a dinosaur. Now I'm not going to think about how pretty I'm going to look. I'm just going to go, what? I can't, then it's real and it's more enjoyable. So that's what acting workshops do. They help you to loosen up, to get rid of all your notions in your head regarding what is, what you want the character to be versus what the character should be. And that spontaneous, real, raw. So these are all the things that acting workshops teach you to do. They don't just teach you to deliver a dialogue. That's why they give you a dialogue and tell you, say this in 6 different ways. So if the line was, oh, you want me to sign that paper? Fine, I'll sign it. So one way would be, so you want me to sign this paper? Fine, I'll sign it. I can now change that whole line with the tone that I say. Oh, you want me to sign this paper? Okay, fine, I'll sign it. It's the same line, but it's said in a completely different emotion. Suddenly the scene changes. One is a comedy, one is serious, one is an absolute travesty. So it's all about how you read, interpret. They tell you to throw all your notions out of the window so that you can start from scratch. And sometimes acting can be really, really taxing. If you're in a film and the role requires you to be in a mud pit and be around snakes, and this is what you have to do, you have to get over your fears. You have to actually, just throw yourself into that scene. You are not you anymore. You are another character. And if you're telling that story, you have to be completely committed to telling the story the way it should be. So the little last story I want to tell you about myself is when I was in my 10th grade. And I was acting in this play called The Seekers, as it was about 3 men, and they were robbers. And the whole story about how then they wanted to cheat each other. Once they had robbed and got the treasure, they wanted to cheat each other, and so on and so forth. And Noella was directing me. And this is my first experience as an actor. So I had the raw talent, but here comes the creative mind. And this is the difference between a director and an actor, right? So she comes in, she has a vision about what she wants. Even at that young age, she was 6 years older than me. I'm in my 10th grade. She's barely, graduating from college or whatever. And she's like, Roz, I want you to, when the other girl grabs you, and now, so she worked on our body language so that we were menacing, really strong. We had to come across as strong men, and here I was, this puny little 13-year-old, 14-year-old, like I didn't look menacing, but she's like, it's all about the stance. You have to sell it to me that you're a really, really rough, tough, man. And so the stance was, we had our leg up on a stool and things like that. And then she's like, okay, now this other actor is going to come in and I want the other girl to cover your full face so that only your eyes are seen. The girl is coming at you and you are wondering what's going wrong. Okay, why? What is this hustle and tussle? And as a usual man, you're ready to fight. So she's like, that's what I'm going to see in your eyes. So you're ready to fight and you're gruff and you're wondering what's going on, but you're ready for it. You're not really that scared right now. You know you can defend yourself. Then one of the robbers, who's played by the other girls, takes out a knife. She's like, at this point, I want a clear moment where you look at the knife and now the change in your eyes is from I can handle this to, oh my God, I am now scared, I could die. This needs to come across. And I'm all of 14. So, the girl's got her mouth over here. She's like, the struggle is a lot. The minute you see the knife, the struggle has to become tenfold. So your legs are kicking in the air. It's your last ditch attempt at survival. And that's what I did. It won me the Best Actor award. Noelle had me fall face forward onto the stage. She was like, I don't want you knees to hit the ground and do a lazy death. Face forward, bam. And she's like, that's what you need to do when you do die. And you have to let out the most guttural sound of death when the knife comes into your stomach. And this is, I know it sounds very morbid, this play, and why were 14-year-olds performing this play, but it was a very cute play about, thinking that whatever. It was about, people trying to double cross you, and it had a lot of acting potential. And that's what I did. I followed her direction to the T. I won the Best Actress award, and obviously all the accolades and credit came to me. But then later on, I realized every step of the way, there was this director and this. So you have to either be a director's actor and submit to what their vision is and really, really let go physically and emotionally in order for that to really translate. So yeah, my first experience was my own sister helped me win that award, and that started me on a different path, and I got more confidence and I had more fun. So yeah.
Wow. I think we definitely have your family. You mentioned your mom first off, Princess Small, and then Noella, and of course I think when we had Noella as well, it was very mutual, and I think a lot came from your mom, where
Right.
but the one thing I really catch here is I think as you all agree, when we've seen the greatest thing that I think that we enjoy and appreciate in all actors is because when they're the most natural self. And I think that reality check, I don't know, it's more like a juxtaposition, like you have to act but you have to be real. So I think
Right.
that's where I think the director's view, and as you said, submit to the director's view. Wow.
Yes.
It's such a rich pot of gold, as I mentioned in one of my promos to the seniors, and I said she's going to share a lot of gold. So better be ready. I hope you're tucking in all this gold for yourselves, for your children, for your grandchildren. Wow, that's a lot, and I know we'd love to go on and on more about a lot of your different avatars. But are you in for some fun, Roz? I think you have something really fun lined up for all of us.
Let's play some games so that you guys can also participate and have some fun. Jacinta, what was the first game we decided to play? We decided to play Out of the Box, right?
Yeah, Out of the Box.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with what we discussed. It's just consider it a warm-up game, just so that we can have fun. Is everyone ready to have some fun? Go like this.
Let's hear some hooting in the house.
Yes.
You muted all of them, poor things, and then you're saying, okay, fine. So what I'm going to do is, should I be reading out, Jacinta, all the team names? Because I think...
what I did? I kind of shared that already with the...
Oh, lovely. So you everybody knows which team they're in, right? Team A?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So, okay, here's how it's going to go. Okay, it's really simple. I have this big box. I'm just going to kind of show you the box. It's really huge. Can you see this big box here?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a box there and it has all kinds of baking related items in it. And all you have to do is guess, and Jacinta, you will have to kind of put the scores down or whatever. It's just for fun anyway. Guess what's in the box. They're all baking related tools and equipment and things that I use when I'm baking. And if you guess, I have got certain ones which are typical, have got a 10 points attached to it, and certain slightly unusual ones maybe the ones that don't come to your mind immediately are at 20 points. Okay, and then there are 3 which I've given 50 points to. So we'll start with, I'll call out somebody's name and then Jacinta assigns points to that. Will you do the points, Jacinta?
Yeah, absolutely.
And only the person whose name I call, unmute yourself and give me a guess, okay, about what's in the box. Everybody's clear that it's baking related stuff, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, like if I had said office related, then one of the guesses would be pen. Get it? Okay, so that's it. We're ready. And here we go. Can we hear from team A? Can we hear from Sujata? Sujata, what is your guess? What's in this box? And I'm going to show you if you're right. Hopefully I can dig it out fast enough.
I can't see the picture.
Sujata, please unmute yourself and take a wild guess about what baking related item is in this box.
In the box, baking powder.
No, so okay, no actual ingredients, just things. So I'll give you another guess.
Okay. Maybe a baking dish.
Baking dish. So should I say cake dish?
Yeah, pan. Pan,
Okay,
yes.
10 points. 10 points. Very good. Let's hear from team B, Albert. Albert, what's your guess?
Yes. Take one more.
Albert, unmute yourself, please.
Scale.
Scale. Yes. And that is for, yes, 10 points. Okay, so we're equal so far. Okay, team A. Yeah, team A. Can we have Gracie from team A?
Gracie, yeah, I just.
Quickly, we have 2 more games.
Gracie, are you there? Because,
Okay, if not Gracie, can we have Genevieve answer this? The more unusual, the more chances of you getting either 20 points or 50 points.
Yes, the measuring spoons. Measuring spoons.
Measuring spoons. Yes. And measuring spoons is for, we're still at 10 points, but yes, we have that 10 points. Okay, from team B, can we have Josephine?
Spatula.
Spatula?
Yeah.
Spatula, also 10 points, correct. Very good. Okay.
guys, did you all like plan something that we score equally? Team A, Team B. What's happening?
So far, it's equal. Okay, from team A, may we have Sandra?
Baking form.
Sandra?
Forms.
Okay, if not Sandra, can we have Asha? Asha?
Sorry, I didn't unmute my. Okay.
Okay, Sandra?
The mixer.
The mixer, yes, it's in here. And that is also for 10 points. Mixer and okay, 10 points. Okay, from team B, can we have Olinda?
Olinda, are you there?
No, Olinda said she would not be there.
I can't see.
Okay, not Olinda. Then can we have Patricia?
I can't see.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I don't think she's there.
Patricia, Fatima.
She said
No, Fatima is also not there.
Okay, Marcia.
Marcia's there.
Marcia. Okay, anybody. Let's throw it open. Team B, anybody.
Butter paper.
Who,
We've got parchment paper, and that's for 20 points. Team B gets 20 points. Parchment paper. Team A, anybody who wants to take this and try something unusual?
Mixing bowl.
This is Sybil. This is Sybil. What about
Sybil?
a nozzle? Nozzle.
Mixing bowl.
Okay, who is saying? I'm gonna give both those answers, points, and then I make
Baking bowl.
Team B. Hold on,
Egg
hold on.
beater.
Wait. Everyone can answer. As of now, we've got nozzles, which
Yes.
is for 20 points.
Wow.
20 points. And somebody said mixing bowl. Mixing bowl, 10 points. Okay, so 2 people from team B, only 2 people from team B can try now.
Apron.
A grater.
Sorry?
Grater.
Grater, we don't have grater in the box. We should have had grater in the box, but we don't. And we don't have apron either.
A flour strainer.
Egg
Strainer, is that team B?
Strainer.
egg beater.
Strainer.
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 Flask
Egg
trainer, 10
beater.
points. Hold on. Flask trainer, 10 points for team B and team B still. Yes.
Egg beater.
Egg beater, that's whisk, also 10 points. Okay. So,
A rolling pin.
Jacinta, what is the score right now? We can't keep going because we should move on to the other games also. And I'll tell you what else you all didn't guess, okay? Just before we move on.
Oven.
Oven, I can't put in the box. Who said oven?
Pastry brush. Pastry brush.
Icing bag.
Game over.
Thermometer.
Okay.
Baking form.
Measuring cups.
Baking
You
form.
have a thermometer in your second. Okay.
Pastry brush. Pastry brush.
Now, Roz, you have to have.
Pastry
So,
brush.
Jacinta,
Baking
you
gun.
already have the points.
Yeah.
So we will tell them who won. But yes,
Equal,
now,
I think.
just for fun, I can show you. Yes, we've got pastry brush.
What about the icing bag?
Icing gun. Icing gun.
Measuring cups.
Icing gap.
I have measuring cups also.
Cake tester.
Icing bag.
Cake tester I don't have, but I have the gloves and the midgets.
Pins.
Then I had a cake box. Then I had even a cake holder. These were this one was for 50 points. A cake stand.
Oh.
You can have called it a cake transfer because it's not usual. I gave it 50 points. Then there's a cake turntable.
Ah.
Icing.
Then there's a cake board.
You
Then
don't
there's
make small cakes, Roz. That's why small
cooling
items.
rack. Oil. Okay, so you get the drift. Jacinta, tell us which team won. It was just for fun to warm
Both
up.
are equal.
It was an excellent warm up. Yes, both are equal with 60 points.
Great.
Right.
This is all rigged, yeah. Both the teams.
Yay.
No competition.
You did well. Let's move on to the next game. This one is called, it's also, this one is called Sing It, Wing It. We are going to give you a dialogue, okay? Again, you can volunteer for this game, right, Jacinta? Anyone who feels they can do it, just put your, just say, yes, I can do it and let's do it. Or do you want me to call out like a name? Because when I'm calling out, a lot of you are not there. That's why I didn't want to do that.
Just, if you're not there, Roz, just move on to the next name that you see or something.
Okay, fine. So let's see this. All you have to do for Sing It, Wing It is this, guys.
What is
We're
that?
going to give you dialogue from a movie. This is where you have to use your improvisation and you have to use 2 parts of your brain at the same time. So it's great for mind exercise as well as your performing exercise.
Wow.
So you're going to get a dialogue and then you're going to get a tune. So now you're not let's assume the dialogue is, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Okay. From that movie, what was that movie?
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. Okay. So let's say that was the tune and I'm supposed to sing it, in a certain tune. Either I've given you the option to make up a tune, to sing it with the tune that I've given you, the name of the song. Okay, so let's say I'm singing, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn in the happy birthday tune. So I would go, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Okay, so that's what you have to do. You have to sing the dialogue, which is not easy. Second, if you feel like the meter is not fitting, you can add an O or a yeah, or you can say the word twice. You can do whatever you want with it as long as you fit it into the tune that we're expecting. So can we see slide 1? And I'm going to call out a name and somebody has to try.
Yeah, okay. In
Just a
case,
moment.
yeah.
So from team A, can we have Avery try this? Avery.
See her, I think.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Wing it, wing it.
You have to, yeah, make that part bigger once you click on it.
Okay. Ross, team A, you mentioned somebody's name.
Avery.
Avery, are you there?
No, I don't join.
Okay. Belinda, you're the captain. You can take any name that you
She
want.
hasn't
I think
joined.
the captains should choose.
Hasn't joined. Felicity, would you like to take it?
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah.
I can't see the slide, the first slide. Is everyone else able
What
to
is
see?
it? Can everybody see the slide?
No, can't see the slide.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Just a minute.
Couldn't see the slide.
Can you see it now?
Mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
Has to be done either which I saw her standing there that she was just 17, or you can do K Sarah, Sarah, or you can do whatever tune you want.
Can I sing?
Yes.
Yes, Sarah. Let's
What
try.
have you to do?
Mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Who's singing?
Team A singing. Wait.
What have you to do? I don't
Little louder, a little more clearly. You can't be whispering it.
Okay. Is anybody coming up with the song from Team A?
Yes, I'll sing.
Who's that? Your name?
Genevieve.
Okay, Genevieve, go ahead. Quick, just for fun. We have lots more.
Yeah.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Very cool. Anyone wants to try? Saw her standing there?
I will. Sybil.
Okay, go for it.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of the all? I don't know.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, mirror
On the wall,
who is
the fairest of the all?
Yes, well done. Team A, you get 20 points.
20 points, okay. All right.
Team B. Captain, choose someone from Team B and then we'll show you the slide. Show them the slide, Jacinta, show them the slide.
Maybe Josephine? Can Josephine try?
No, I can't.
No, Josephine?
Gabrielle?
Charlotte?
You can also make up, you can be a Hindi number as well. So those who don't know the English numbers can make up with any Hindi number.
Just couldn't take it.
Yeah, practice and then say.
I'm gonna make him.
To make him up, he can't refuse.
Yeah. Who's singing? Go for it.
I'm gonna make
Dance.
him can't refuse. Dancing queen.
Very nice. Only you should sing it a little more loudly. Like,
Ryla,
I'm gonna sing him.
Delilah, I'm gonna make him an offer. He can't refuse. I'm the dancing queen.
Can't refuse. Dancing queen.
Very nice. Anyone wants to try Delilah?
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
I will. That's why I'll
Everyone let's sing it
I'm
together.
gonna make him an offer and dance.
You're doing so well. All right, I think that was JP, right?
Gonna make him an offer.
It was
And
Genevieve.
I love to be dancing.
Okay, Jacinta.
Yeah.
I'm going to make him an offer he cannot refuse.
Well done, well done, well done. Jacinta, next one for Team A. Come on.
So Team B also got 20 points.
Yes, they got.
The next now the thing is
Delilah, anybody's time? I think
Yes.
yeah. Okay, next one, come on, next one.
Of chocolate.
Okay, now put your mics on mute. Listen, whoever wants to take it, say, unmute yourself loud and
Anna, give me hope. Anna, give me hope.
Okay.
The box of chocolate.
mute yourself, guys. Mute yourself.
one
Can I
second.
try?
1 second. 1 second. I'm just going to mute everybody.
Mute everyone.
Okay, so I'm going to play I think that's the last one, and no, I don't. I think that's the second last one, and this is going to be for Team A, right?
Team A, and just practice in your minds, okay? And when you're ready to take on the song full on, because otherwise we can't hear anyone. 6 people are singing and humming. So once you know you can do the tune, then just unmute yourself and say, I'm ready to go, and then sing it clean, loud and clear. Don't hum, don't guess, just sing. And there's no right and wrong. There's no bad or good. It's just fun. So just sing it,
Just
whatever.
embrace. We've heard so much from Roz. Just embrace it. All right, so I'm just going to come back to that 1 second.
Team A, practice, and then somebody take the song.
Can you see the slides, Roz?
No words.
Not yet, no. You have to click on, you have to open it.
Now can you see it?
Yes. The dialogue is life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Anyone practice the tune of Gimme Hope, Joanna, or Summertime?
Okay, Sybil.
Sybil, you're
Sybil,
ready?
can I try?
Loud and clear, okay?
Okay. Life is a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. Life is a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get.
Okay. Well done. Awesome. Anyone wants to try Summertime from Team A? That was fab. I love that. That was proper. Gimme Hope, Joanna was exact. Anyone? Summertime, never live it is easy. Fish and jumping, and that's the tune. So you have to try it with Life is a Box of Chocolate. It should be easy because you can do it whatever pace you want.
Okay, I'm taking it, Barbara.
Go for it.
Life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Very good.
Barbara, that was so good. Amazing. Perfect. It fit perfectly to Summertime. Amazing.
Yes,
Okay, Team
it
B, lovely. You guys are playing it so well, and it's not an easy game, by the way. Last slide. Is there one more slide for Team B?
Yeah.
Okay, Team B, practice in your mind, and only when you're ready, say, I'll take it, and then go for it full power. Okay, this is Toto. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas City. Do a deer or somewhere over the rainbow. Practice in your mind and then see what it
To have a feeling you're not in Kansas anymore.
Is this a take or is this someone practicing?
Folks, practice on mute, and when you're ready,
mute only when you're ready. Team B, say I'm ready, and then clean sing it. Don't practice. Everyone's ready for your dear?
B.
Yeah.
Can I try?
Yes, please. Yes, yes.
Oh, I have a feeling we are not in Kansas anymore. Joe and Joe, I have a feeling we are not in Kansas anymore.
Very good.
Good.
Done. Very well done. So, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. Lovely. Anybody else for Somewhere Over the Rainbow? Anyone wants to try this line with Somewhere Over the Rainbow?
Team B. Yeah.
Team B, Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
I have a feeling we are not in Kansas anymore. I have a feeling we are not in Kansas anymore.
Awesome.
Very good.
That was fab. You guys played this game so well. I'm really impressed. And that brings us to our last game. That was a really good game, by the way. Thanks. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love that you all got it right. It's not easy. Okay. Third game is called What Happens Next, Maggie. Now, I don't know if this game is going to work because the audio and the video has been so far acting up and troubling. So we'll try one. Okay. And if you can see what's happening clearly and we can play the game, then we'll play it. Otherwise, Jacinta, you can play it offline or whatever with them, because they have to be able to see the video in order for the game to work, right? And right now, all the videos have been playing at a slower pace because of the internet and whatever. So here's how this game works. What happens next, Maggie? These are all clippings from my Auntie Maggie videos, okay? And they're all like episodes. So what I'm going to do is show you a little bit of the episode. Then we're going to pause it, okay? And you have to tell me what happens next. What does Maggie do? Or what does the other person say? You know, what is their response? What happens to... So I will ask you the question when we pause it. Jacinta, you'll have to be very on the ball with pausing it. So watch the scene and then I will... ask you the question, you all answer the question, and then I will play the remaining part of the video and you'll get to know if you were right or wrong. Okay, so team A can answer, team B can answer, and we'll take it from there. So Jacinta, can we play the first clip?
Yeah, just 2 instructions before I get, because I have to jump out into the thing. One suggestion, everybody can just shut the videos, just the videos for this one, because it might get heavy. So just shut the video. And as and when Rosalind asks a question to the respective teams, or she said any team, just say team A and go for it. And unmute yourself. Just for this, we don't need to...
That might help. If that helps, yeah, the video to play better.
All right, so here goes. I'm just going to play the first one. One second. Can everybody see the screen, Roz?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just playing this.
It's moving slowly, Jacinta.
Sorry?
It's not working properly. It's moving very slowly, right? You can't get to know what's happening. Okay, fair enough. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay.
And how do you know when to pause it? It's not playing properly. Stop.
Yeah, I stopped it.
Okay, what happens next? Here she has seen a man peeing on the road. She has seen a man peeing on the road. Team A, what happens next? What does she do?
A, I am B.
Team B can answer.
Hey, what are you doing there?
She.
Okay, but here she does something. What does she do?
She clobbers him with her umbrella.
She does what with the umbrella?
Clobbers him.
She fires crackers.
Okay, so who said fires crackers? And from which team are you?
B.
Team B, Lalita, Alfonso, and
Albert.
Albert said she fires crackers and they are from team B. Team A, who said she does something with her umbrella? Team A?
No, I'm from Team B. Padmini here. I said she clobbers him.
Clobbers him. Team A, do you have an option? Team A?
No, crackers only, crackers.
So Team B says crackers. We'll ask the next question to Team A, okay? Jacinta, play the video and let's see what she really does.
Okay.
What you doing, man?
I don't think crackers.
Poor fellow is talking.
She cooks.
Umbrella and she chases him.
Yeah, bro, we got it right.
He said next time he gets the feeling, he'll think twice to pee or not to pee. Okay, so the right answer was she pokes him with the umbrella, or if you said she chases him with the umbrella, chases him. That these two would have been the right answers. She didn't have any firecrackers on low. Team B, you did not get that one.
Yeah.
The next question is for Team A. Watch the scene and tell me. I'll ask you the question when we pause it. Okay. So unfortunately, the videos are not playing properly. But anyway,
I'm playing it.
yes.
I don't know much in this.
Nothing happened to the computer, no? Ding, 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 ding. The same thing over and over. It's like the cassette got stuck. The music was so sweet. These timing, Sinatra, lovely. Look at this noise. They don't. I said, son, what is this you're listening to? He said, Mama,
All of pads on his shoulders.
Okay. So I'll just tell you what happened in case you didn't understand. There was this electronic music playing, and Auntie Maggie came and said, "What is this noise?" In my time, they used to listen to Neil Diamond and lovely Elvis Presley. And what is this? This is my son tells me this is house music. I think they should play this music anywhere but in the house. What does she do next? What Team A, only Team A answer this one. What does she do next? Anyone can answer. What does she do next?
She starts singing of her own tune. She will say,
Okay.
this is what we used to sing.
Who said that? Who said that?
Genevieve.
Genevieve from Team A.
Yeah.
Team A, yes.
Okay, anybody else? So Genevieve said she starts singing her own tune, which is a cue from the previous game. Quite clever, Genevieve. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else has another option about what she is gonna do next?
Quickly, any random one.
She puts off the mains.
Puts on her own type of music.
On her own music, takes off the main, starts singing her own tune. Okay, show them what happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacinta, please.
Remember what you were doing, Anshu? Let's put it on again. I press the same long button. Yeah.
Now she will dance with the music. She's going to dance with the music.
This is what a lovely button.
She will start dancing.
Yes, so basically what happened
Start
is,
dancing.
yes, but now it's too late because we showed you also. Even Team A, you all didn't get this answer.
And
What she
taking a
says
video.
is she remembers what her son was doing when the music was playing. And she says they dance like crazy people. This is what they were doing. I'll show you. And she starts showing the audience what her son was doing, which was pointing and then shaking her head, shaking her head, shaking her head, shaking her head. So she can't understand what these new kids are dancing. What are these steps? What is shaking her head? She's like, they're dancing like mad people. They look like they're mad people. So she was imitating her son dancing. That was the right answer. Team A and Team B, both of you all are complete zeros right now. Let's see if y'all can do better with the next clip. Jacinta?
We like your butt.
Okay, I'm playing now the next video.
Shaking a booty.
Like your
Mister, who you are talking to?
Madam, I am not talking to you. I'm singing myself.
Sing softly.
Yeah, viva.
Okay.
Yes, chased him down the wall.
Here, this man is like a tapori. He's troubling her. He's singing beat pe booty, and she's walking away, and he's singing a song to the beat of her bum moving, and then he's singing bum chicka chicka bum bum bum, and then he's singing ati kya kandala. He's singing to her and irritating her. What does she do?
Wax him.
What does she do? She says something to him, or she does something to him. What does she do? Team B.
She chases them out from there.
She waxes him.
Wax him. Okay. What
Wax
else?
him and chases him out.
She could have said something also to him. What does she say? Anybody team B?
She says, I am not coming to Khandala, you go to hell.
That's a good one. She tells him to go to hell. Anybody else?
I think she danced and entertained him.
Oh my God. Auntie Maggie danced for the tapori. We have lots of
Jealousy.
answers from team B. Very creative.
आता क्या पुलिस थाना?
Ooh, I should use that. I love that answer. Aati kya police ka. Okay. Jacinta, show them what happened. Yeah. Lovely answers though. I love the answers.
The answer is this must be. He's frightened.
What is your name? I said.
Driving the shit out of him.
Sunny.
She asked him, what is your name? He says Sunny.
You read your silly cousin. I know your wife, Lily. She's my friend. Very close friend. Does she know what you're doing behind your back? I'm going to call her up and we will find out the number. She's going to give you one card
Auntie Maggie.
That's why I'm feeling bad. Don't not to tell my wife.
60.
Oh my God.
So she basically tells him, what's your name? He says Sunny. And she's like, Lily is your wife. I know your wife. Your wife is my second cousin, brothers, neighbors, this one, that one, that one. I know her. I'm going to call her up. He said, please don't call her up. She's like, she will give you a kan patti. He said, she won't give me kan patti. She will give me bamboo. So she said, I'm going to call up your wife. This is what you're doing. So then she made him do, he pleaded with her, don't call my wife. So she made him do buttocks. That's what Auntie Maggie did over here.
So nobody got point.
Again, 0, but it's very difficult. Let's see, Team A, if you can get the next clip.
Yeah.
Only one more clip we'll do, Jacinta. We'll do one more. Okay. Let's do the karate one next. Let's do the karate one. Don't play with this.
So the last one, folks, here.
For Team A, yeah.
Okay, then. I heard about your self-defense karate class.
Okay.
Karate champion.
Okay, what does she
The black belt and she's going to throw him out.
Pause it. Okay, Auntie Maggie went to this karate coach and said that all of our senior citizens are getting harassed. There's chain snatching happening. There's robberies happening. There's a lot of mugging happening, harassment happening of the senior citizens. and I don't want to wait till something happens to me. I want to learn self-defense. So she goes and she learns self-defense. What happens next? Team A, what happens next?
She kicks him in the groin. She kicks him in the groin.
Lalita says she kicked him in the groin. Oh my God, amazing. Anybody else?
She starts giving all different types of moves where he really gets startled by her moves.
Oh, she shows him different moves, okay, and he gets startled by her moves. Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
नीचू है
He accidentally hit
अच्छा मैं बाबा नीचू
your phone.
ओके
Can you mute?
नहीं तो मैं आएंगे ओके
Mute, yes. Whoever's got the call, phone call.
वो ब्रेन कम है
accidentally hits him.
He knocks him down and sits on him.
Him down. Okay, Lalita and Albert, why does she knock down the karate instructor? He's teaching her karate. Why did she knock him down?
Yeah, tomorrow morning 9 a.m.
Show off that she's good. Senior citizens can do anything. Senior citizens can.
She learns
strong.
karate to show that she learns karate.
Instead of he teaching her.
Okay, that's a very close answer. Jacinta, show them what happened.
Yeah.
It's very close.
Slips, I think.
Down and sit on him.
I think she slips. Yeah.
She falls flat.
I think she
You can't see
slips.
the video
Yeah.
softly.
just go man go down and bring that packet and come no okay go
Scratches him.
So, dialogue off screen.
No, how? Move
She
her.
threw him over the wall over. Oh, yeah.
She tries out her moves on him.
Sit on
Hits him with her bag.
Okay, yes, she did hammer the karate instructor, but that's because she did not know. She was leaving the karate class, and somebody put their hand on her this thing, and she was ready. She was already trained in karate to have quick reflexes. So she caught that guy, thought that it was a robber, swung him around, used all the karate moves on him, and then he said, Maggie, I was just coming back to give you your phone. You forgot your phone. And then she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But sir, I have very good moves. So unfortunately, you all have not been able to enjoy it as much as it could. The videos have not played properly at all. They have just gone like staccato. So that took a bit of the fun out of it. But you still played very well and your guests very well. And
was fun.
that was Auntie Maggie. What happened next? So
We
that's
enjoyed
all.
ourselves.
All right.
Out of the box.
Yes.
Okay. So before I go into the final part, I'm just going to mute once more all of you again.
Yeah.
Mute.
Okay. So that was really fun, Roz. And I what I'm going to do is, if with your permission, I'll share those clips after the session so that they can enjoy and share.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're entering, after all of that inspiration, the fun, we got really warmed up into the thick of things. Now we're just going to finish off and wrap up this session with a very, very beautiful, and I think maybe something that Roz recommended. So Rosalind?
Yeah, I just want to tell you all actually about a little bit about. Unfortunately, I was actually going to show you guys a little bit about how I. Do you want to see a little bit of the Maggie costume and how I get into it? I didn't bring it here, but anyway, what I also wanted to tell you all was that there's so much that's happening online, and this is a great initiative that Jacinta has started, where all of you are using a medium that is technology. Even though it's not your generation, it's not even my generation of something that I'm so quick with and used to. That's why I said in the beginning only that I was like, I'm not great with a lot of things that technology can do. But, even at this point in your life, the more used to it the more you get used to it, the more you can do. There's a lot of things that benefits of being online, getting on an Instagram or a Facebook that you can still give back to a sea of people out there that are hungry for something that you have. So for example, as simple as the English language, if there's a teacher amongst you, okay, who decides that they're going to do just one little lesson a day online, all you have to do is figure out one like how to shoot the video. So you put your camera in front of you, figure out how to reverse the camera, keep it stable, and press record, and then maybe teach everyone one word a day and put it up on Instagram, put it up on Facebook. And you have no idea how many people would be, even if 5 people benefit from your English class. You know, these are things that you can do. Tomorrow you come on and you say, I have artwork that I want to share online. And you put up your artwork. Today I sat at bandstand and I painted this. Or I looked outside my window and I just painted the plants, the potted plants, and give joy to someone just viewing your stuff. Maybe you say, okay, I'm going to, if with the help of my nephew or with the help of my niece, I'm going to make printouts of these, and 50% of these proceeds go to somebody in need, or maybe an old age home or a orphanage or something. There's 1 million things that you guys can do that this medium, this platform can bring. Somebody wants to do theater and somebody wants to be funny. Even if comedy is your thing, put it out there and say, today I'm going to do my own dance for you all. Okay. And it just shows the spirit of a person to still have fun. Someone does cooking really well. So they decide, okay, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to make a nice bread pudding. You know, this is what we have done. This is what my grandmother showed me. And now I'm showing you all. And the younger generation gets to see it from someone who's authentic, gets to learn English from someone who's been an English teacher, somebody who's willing to sing a little song. You don't have to have 500 followers. You don't have to have 5,000 followers. You just need 1 or 2 people to enjoy that. And you will get a sense of purpose, a sense of some feeling happy to give back. Maybe a husband and wife do some funny comedy video together with the help of their son shooting the video or whatever. Just have fun with it. You will have something to look forward to every day. You will have you're putting your mind to use. You're like, you could do a memory game. Like, I could have shown you everything that was in this box and then said, everyone write down whatever you can remember from the box. So then if you remember all 30 items, you get those points. So that could be a game that you play, and it could be a memory game. You don't even need to do this in a public forum for everyone. You all could just get together, and 1 week, one person just does a little English. Do you know the meaning of the word juxtaposition? Do you know the meaning of the word this? And this is how you use it in a sentence. That's it. Somebody else that same day does a cookery tip. Somebody else does a joke. Somebody else does a little bit of art. How do you use a blade to paint little birds in the sky? So even if you'll do it within your own community, or even if you do it online, and maybe with the help of Jacinta or, you know, whoever, put these videos up, start a little community, Facebook community page online, and start sharing your gifts and talents back. And I don't know, I just feel like the joy that I feel doing what I do can also be experienced by you guys. And I just feel like you'll have a lot to offer. There will be enough people wanting to listen and, you know, take something from it. Maybe what if one kid tunes in and learns how to speak English because of you? Just because you brought your teaching to the online space, you know what I mean? So just stuff like that is what I think. There's more that can come out of this group, and that's literally what I had to say. So these are just little tips and ideas. Cooking, English, comedy, entertainment, music, whatever.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Roz. I think we're really inspired, and you know, you are clearly the way to show that it is validated that very much each one of us can do everything and mix it all up and shine and shine. So you're a walking, talking model for that. So thank you so much. With
Thanks,
that,
I had so much fun.
Yeah. So I'll quickly, I think one of our seniors from this group here, not exactly senior, we're all youngsters here. So Sandra, I'd like to call you, invite you up. I'll just search where you are and I'll try to pin you. Is your video on?
Yes, it is.
Okay, where are you? Yeah. So yeah, we just wanted to say something before we ended off this fantabulous session. Over to you, Sandra.
Yes, I must say we enjoyed. We are lucky to watch you here. You pretty, multi-talented, daring Rosalind Pereira.
Oh,
yes, you are great. So spontaneous. Oh, lovely. Jacinta said that you are not a stranger to everybody, but I think I'm hearing you for the first time, and it was great. Every minute of it was, we sat through 1 hour, more than an hour and a half, but it was so enjoyable. And you said we have to enjoy whatever we do. and
whatever.
I've enjoyed really. I may not have enjoyed a little bit because of this thank you speech, but I did enjoy whatever, trying to get the most of it. Okay, and we want to see Loretta. You've spoken about Loretta. How do we see it? We are from Goa. I'm from Goa. Many of us are from Goa.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. We were supposed to bring it to Goa. We took it to Delhi. We took it to Kerala. We took it to all these places. And the weird thing is we didn't bring it to Goa. So I don't know, it just didn't happen. The production, we did like 30 shows of Loretta, and it was the only place. We were desperate, and I was desperate for it to come to Goa. It's not my production, unfortunately. It's an Adhyam production, and the director, Sunil Chanbag, I know he tried very hard. We needed a biggish venue, and we needed to know that it would be worthwhile because the cast was very big. There were 24 of us. So to travel, bring the costumes, bring the sets were very big, and 24 people, we had to be sure that we would get a full house in Goa, you know, and we had to be very clear that the Konkani was proper and everything. So, you know, it was all about her learning Konkani, of course. But, you know, you never know. You never know. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I hope that I would love.
Can't hear them. You don't be able to talk also, no?
I would love to perform that play again. Really, I'm desperate for it.
And
But
thank
I'm
you
so
so much.
glad that you all enjoyed the session. That was the most important thing. I was hoping that you all would play and participate, and you all played so well. Some of the answers that you gave for what happens next would have been better endings to my episodes than what I had done. So it was very cute. I'm really glad that
it was great that your mom encouraged you, because very often at this young age, we don't encourage, we will only academics and, you know, not encourage other than that. So it's a
Yes,
great.
my mother always told me, if you're not happy, yeah, she's like, you are half I mean, the secret to success is to be happy. So she's like, I would never take that away from you. If you're enjoying yourself, then you'll do it better, then you'll be the best at it, and you'll also have a career. And that's pretty much what's happened, right? I've made money off my passion, and I haven't had a single day where I've been bored or upset. So I've had fun, and then I made money while I was at it. Not lots of money, but enough money.
Thank you for the lovely time. And a big thank you to Jacinta for arranging this for all of us. Thank you so much, Jacinta. We've enjoyed everything. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you
And
from
all,
I see you
and all
everywhere.
free.
Thank you so
And all
much.
free.
All free. The most important.
All free. We
God
watched
bless you.
you. No
It was very
10,000
lively.
and so much of it. Yes.
You all deserve it. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
God bless.
Bye.